Hi everybody, it's Joni here from Joni's Journals. Welcome back. If you watched my previous video, you will know that I had been making some things with the new Arty Arty digital collection from Tracy Fox, and I had promised to give you another look at the foam that I was using. This is a Hello Hobby from Walmart. It's an adhesive foam sheet. It is adhesive on one side, and you can put glue on the foam side without it soaking in. So that was an important factor to me. But I promised that I would give the measurements of the sheets that I was using, and they are 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, or 13.9 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters. And this was about, a little over $6 with tax, and it is available at Walmart. So yeah, I just wanted to give you another look at the foam sheets and give you the information that I promised, because me being me, I forgot all about it. Now, the reason I've come back is I have a new subscriber, and her name is Marley. And Marley had been looking at the accordion folios, and of course I forgot to bring one over, but I can use this one, that I showed everybody how to make last week. And the original ones, you know what? Let me go grab one. They're just over on my sewing table. Hang on, let me go get it really quick. Okay, hang on, I'm coming back. The original ones that I had created was based on an accordion folio, excuse my squeaky chair, that I had seen Crafty by Tony making. And the original ones were made, they were 10 3/4 inches long, and we scored them at 5 and 5 1/4, and we had put in 5 envelopes. Marley had a very good question, and she wanted to know, number one, what you do with them. And as I explained to her, you can, I'm just going to take my little notebook here. You can glue them into a journal. And that's why on most of them, I've left the backs plain. I do plan to put them in my Etsy, and that's going to happen soon. And you can glue them into the journal as an extra pocket, as a decoration. And yeah, but her other question was, is there a way to make them and to add more pockets? So I tried it. And what I did was I kept the sheet of paper that I created the folio cover out of. I left it at 10 3/4 inches long, and I made some revisions where I scored it, and I'm going to show you that. But what I did was I added 9 envelopes to it. And so now we have 9 pockets. So yes, Marley, you can add more pockets. But in order to do that, we have to change the dimensions. Now, as you can see, the back of my folio is now a little bit higher than the front, as opposed to the original ones I made, where both the front and the back were the same, or just about the same height. There was little variation of difference. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, what I have made these out of is a collection from Stamperia, and it's called the Bauhaus. I don't have the information in front of me right now, but Bauhaus was a movement, an art movement, back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. I really have to check my dates. And they made some, I happen to love them, some really cool designs, and there were a lot of artists who were really into this, both in fabric and in furniture and all sorts of things. And this is one of the paper kits that I bought that I am going to be making another art journal out of, aside from the Arty Arty, which we started in the previous video. So I used this paper because I am more than likely going to add these accordion folios into that art journal in one way, shape, form, or another. But I figured I would kill two birds with one stone and give you a preview of the paper, which I promised I was going to do, and also show Marley how you can change up the folio to add more envelopes. Now, I am going to skip most of what we did in the previous one because decorating and all of that can be seen in the other video, but I have taken 9 envelopes. Now, because changing the width of, I want to say the spine of the folio changes the dimension of the front of the folio. So in lieu of making the envelope pockets 5 inches tall, as I had done in the other accordion folio, I've made these 4 3/4 inches long, okay? And I've glued them together exactly the same way. I've inked them up and I've inked the edges. And just what we're going to do is, let me grab my scoreboard. We are just going to, again, just change how we score the paper. Now, on the previous one, we scored at 5 and 5 1/4, which gave us the little 1/4 inch spine, which very happily held our 5 envelopes. But this one, I am going to score at 5 and at 5 1/2 instead of 5 1/4. It's going to give us an extra 1/4 inch of a spine. Now, as you can see, there we go. We just have a fatter spine on here. And I am just going to very quickly go around and ink this up. And then we'll just put it together. And you'll see how easily this one is done. So yeah, if you want to do it this way, again, it's 10 3/4 inches long. And because of the width of my envelopes, which is 3 5/8, I have made my cover 10 3/4 inches long by 4 inches wide. Now you can see I'm using the new scorched timber that Tim Holtz has put out. And as I said, this is just the perfect muddy brown. And it's sort of, I have a feeling it's kind of like a grayish brown. I don't know, I don't think that would be a taupe. And it's not a coffee, and it's definitely not really chocolate. It's just kind of mud. I don't know how else to put it, but it gives it such a wonderful color. And I know that, I know she's mentioning her name a lot lately, but Tony at Crafty by Tony, she was using it in conjunction with her vintage photo on some of the little, what was she making? She was making clusters with tabs and such, and yeah, she was using it to, using both of them together to ink up the edges of the little tabs that she was making, which are pretty cool if you want to go over and check her out. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure I got some ink on here. So yeah, it's a pretty cool color. Not that I'm promoting Tim Holtz, but now as you can see, there's a little bit of difference between the front cover and the back cover. And I'm going to say it's just about, let's see if I grab my ruler. It's a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. But what I did for that instead, to make it a little bit more decorative, is I just rounded the front covers and I left the front corners rather, and I left the back corners straight. And it gave it like, a kind of a nice effect. I don't know. I kind of like it. So yeah, that's the only difference, is you're just going to score at 5 and 5 1/2. And we're going to put our envelopes in exactly the same way as we did on the other one, except what I did with this one is I put the glue. I glued the envelopes to the front of the folio first, so that I wouldn't get an overage of glue seeping out or even just being existing on the back cover. I wanted to do the front cover, glue the envelopes to the front cover first to try to avoid that. So I am going to take them and I'm gluing them down to the front first. And as you can see, I put my more decorative side of the envelope facing out on both sides. And I know my friend Celeste over at Woodland Inspired, I'm going to link her channel. She makes some really cute stuff. She is the die cut queen as far as I'm concerned. She actually made an adaptation of this she decorated the tops of her envelopes, and she just really made it kind of pretty in lieu of being grungy. And so, yeah, I'll link her channel so you can go over and check her out. And maybe you give her a subscribe and a hi. And you can tell her I sent you, because we have been friendly on Instagram. And, yeah, for years. And I've actually purchased some of her die cuts several years back. And she does sell her die cuts. And, yeah, she's very sweet. And her stuff is pretty. Just pretty. And it's pretty is not something I do well, but she does it very well. So yeah, I just glued the front down first, and then I glued the envelopes to the back afterwards, because as I said, I wanted to make sure that I didn't over glue too far up on the page and that my envelopes would fall into the right spot. And there we have it. I think everything's glued. Oh, and we have to glue the back too. But look, see, now you have 9 pockets. And so I'm just going to glue here in the back like I did last time. Give a little bit. Oh, and I forgot to glue the bottoms together. But that's okay. I can try to figure out a way afterwards. And I'm just put a little glue on the top here. And we'll just flip it over and do it over again in the front, like so. Yeah, Marley was curious as to whether or not we could add more envelopes. And I guess if you wanted to try, you wouldn't even have to revise the size. But I would think in that case, you might just want to add only maybe 2 more envelopes to the original one. I'm looking at the bottom here and seeing how it's going. Yeah, I guess you could add 2 or 3 more envelopes to the original folio design. But there you have it. It's just quick and simple. I just wanted to come back and do that so that Marley could take a look and see how it's done. So we have those 2. And I haven't decorated the front, and I'm not going to go through that again with this video. You can go over and look at the other one if you want. But yeah, this is the paper. Bauhaus. It's by Stamperia. It is an older collection. I was able to secure some on Amazon, and I'm going to be using the journal cover that I got from Mike Deacon that I can't find right now, which was the Medite one. Yeah, no, I can't find it. You'll see that in the previous video if you want to run over and take a look at that. But there we go. I hope that was helpful for anyone else who might want to make add more pockets to their accordion folio, and I hope it was helpful for Marley. And I will talk to you probably tomorrow, and we'll be continuing on with the Arty journal. And yeah, so I'm sending you love and hugs, and I'm asking you to please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Okay, take care for now. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.